It's a little fuzzy. Is the camera lens dirty? Doesn't look very clear. Anyways, it's good. I know. I know. Okay. Well, I was expecting Miss Sue. Val's at work, but I know Val's gonna do this later, right, Val? Okay, take your feet to the width of the mat and stand towards the back of the mat. Today is normally with weights. However, we don't have any weights with us, so we're gonna do this class using the weight of our body to build strength. And you can either come along with us or you can find some weights. So here we go, all the way down with your hips going back, arms are nice and long out to the side. Let your head relax. Now when you get down, I want you to inhale and extend to a flat back. And then exhale, fold back down and do that 2 more times. Inhale. And then exhale. Really try to get into your breathing today. I know I say that every class, but it is extremely important. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Try to get nice and long through your core. And take that left hand down. The right hip goes right and take that arm over for a nice side body stretch. And then do the same on the other side. Nice and long with the arm going all the way over. And again. And one more time. And now pull those elbows back, squeeze them into each other, pull in the belly, and fold halfway down. Trying to move your hips backwards while you start to pull, and then come right back up and do it again. Pull down, and up, and down, and up. And now take a nice big deep breath. Good morning, Sue. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Let your head go. Now you're going to take your hands, walk them all the way to the front of your mat. Meet me in your high plank position. And from here, pull back to a down dog. We're going to start to pedal our feet. So you really want to try to get nice flexibility in these ankles and the pad of your foot. And if you're really tight through the calves, you might want to hold one side down. Hang out there for a breath or two. Then switch. You always want to make sure when you're in a down dog that you can see your arms through your peripheral vision. Okay, pull back forward to plank. Step your knees into bear. So they're just under the hips. Hold them here for a breath or two. And now come into a smaller downward facing. Both heels should be able to get down on the floor. Now from here, I want you to get nice and high on the toes. And then drive those heels back down. Again, make sure you can see your arms. And just keep oscillating between up and down. So Sue, you were not here in the very, very beginning, so I will repeat myself. We don't have any weights with us, so we are using our body weight today in class. But feel free to grab weights if you want to. Let's come back to that bear. Hold it with your knees just above the ground. Pick your face up if it dropped. And now let's relax the knees to the floor. Let's keep the toes tucked under. We're going to take our hands to the corners of the front of our mat, and you're going to drive those hips back so they're just over your heels. going for a nice stretch through the armpit area. So you want to just hold your head up so your ears are just inside the arms. Stay here for a few more deep breaths. Now, walk your palms underneath the shoulders so you're in your tabletop position. We're going to do some cat-cows. So you're going to round the back, look at the knees, hollow out the belly, keep the belly hollowed out as you reverse this. Drop into the shoulders, take your gaze forward. And then just keep repeating. You know, if you discover a really good place that feels really good, hang out there, right? This is your workout. Okay, we're going to come onto the tops of our feet. You're going to open your knees nice and wide, maybe to the width of the mat, and then have a seat on your heels. Grab a towel for your forehead. You're going to take your forehead down to the floor and just breathe here. Big, deep breaths. Okay, let's come back up onto all fours. Boy, that felt good, didn't it? Tuck those toes out here. Go back to that small down dog. From here, I'm going to have you sweep the left leg back up behind you. Keep your other heel down if you can. Your hips stay nice and square, and then switch legs. So you're just kind of waking up your glutes, a little bit of the hamstrings, and just keep oscillating between lifting and lowering the legs. Okay, with both feet down on the floor, I'm going to have you walk your hands back to your feet. You're in your full forward fold. This time we're going to cross the arms and really try to unweight the upper body as you breathe here. If you can, you want your legs to be nice and straight. Okay, let's take the hands above the knees. You're going to come all the way back up to standing. Take a nice big deep breath. Reach the arms all the way up. And bring your hands to heart. Pick up your left foot. Little balance challenge before we start really adding a little bit of effort to this. Switch sides. And switch again, and this time you're going to open out to the side and put it down, and then other side and put it down. So just trying to get into these hip flexors and inner thighs a little bit. Now when you pick it up and you open to the side, move the heel towards your butt as you come back. Try that. Just switching up the angle a little bit. Whoops. Okay, enough of that. Big deep breath. We're going to take the arms parallel to the floor. Your palms are going to face each other. And this is if you want to use weights, you'd be holding them by your side. We're going to come into a little squat. And keep your arms nice and long, so they're really reaching. So just squat up and down. Warming up your quads. Now again, squatting is all about bending at the knee. It's not about folding your upper body forward, right? You want to keep your face up and keep that torso up as best you can. So you're probably noticing that your body is building a little bit of heat, which is a good thing. I'm going to do a few more. If you can get a little lower, do it. Okay, come back up, reach your arms all the way up. and then back by your side. Big deep breath. Now we're going to swan dive it all the way down. Keep your spine long to the very end. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. You're in a high plank. We're going to do a little hover and we're going to meet in the up dog position. So I've come onto the tops of my feet. I'm going to lift my knees off the floor just to weight into my arms a little bit more. Okay, tuck those toes under, meet me back in your plank, and let's go right to a down dog. So in this down dog, lift your left leg, bend at the knee, open the hip. So you really feel your glute. And then put it back down and switch legs. Right leg up, bend at the knee, open that hip, and really try to lift that knee up. And then switch again. Excuse me. Let's do a few more. Okay, we're going to hold this one up. Make sure you're lifting it nice and high. Stay here for a few more breaths. And now do the same on the other side. Get that knee up as high as you can. Nice. Now come back to plank. Let's do that little hover again and go right to up dog. You're going to be on the tops of your feet again. If you can, your knees come off the floor. Just take your gaze forward of your mat so your neck is nice and comfortable. Now you're going to tuck those toes under, meet me in your high plank. And from here, I'm going to have you step your left foot up between your hands. Gracefully. So just hang out here for a sec. Make sure you've got good distance between your front and back foot so you feel stable. And that front knee, ideally, should be over the ankle or somewhere thereabouts. Now, from here, I'm going to have you sweep your arms out to the side as you lift your torso up and reach for the ceiling. So let's oscillate that back foot between high on the toes and driving the heel backwards while you get the benefit of this nice hip flexor stretch. So just keep going up and down. Couple more. I know you're probably feeling it in that calf. That's good. Okay, let's take those hands all the way back down, nice and slow, to the floor. Step back, meet me in your high plank. From here, we're back to that hover, to up dog, tops of the feet with the knees up if you can. Pull in your belly while you're here. Okay, toes tuck under, back to your plank. Get that belly pulling up and in towards the spine. And now we're going to bring that right foot forward. Up between the hands, just hang out here. Make sure you got your feet in the right place. And from here, hands come off the floor, push through that front heel, reach the arms all the way up. High on the toes on that back foot. So your front knee could be, doesn't have to be, but it could be right over the ankle. Get your arms really reaching. Activate muscle today. Now let's drive the back foot down and then lift it back up. Nice, easy breathing when the work is challenging today. And it will get challenging, I promise you. Even without weights, toning and strengthening our bodies, it's doable. Okay, hands by your side, come all the way back down, meet me in your high plank. Little hover. Nice and slow, right to your up dog. Knees off the floor if you can. You're on the tops of your feet. Just relax here for a few breaths. Okay, tuck those toes under, your back to your plank, get those hips up in line with the back. Hold here for a breath or two. And let's revisit that downward facing dog. You're here for 5 big breaths. Make them really great. Now we're going to come back to that plank, do that little hover to up dog. Tuck your toes under, come back to the plank, back to your down dog. 5 big breaths. Lots of breathing today. The benefits are so significant. Back to your plank, nice little hover, right to your up dog, knees off the floor, holding here and breathing. Okay, let's put the knees down, tuck the toes under, bring your hips in slow motion, all the way back towards the heels. We're going to do a little work for our shoulders here. So your arms are long. Just going to have you open the right palm, lift it off the floor, and just really try to reach it forward. And even take the shoulder and move it forward. And then move it back, and then close that hand back to the floor. Do the same on the other side. Open, lift, and reach. Let the shoulder come forward. Pull it back. And close the hand back to the floor. Just keep oscillating between the two. The only thing I ask when you do this is that we keep the arms nice and straight. That's great. Okay, come on up onto all fours. So you're going to find yourself with a neutral spine. And of course, your belly button pulling in. You're going to slide your right foot backwards. You're on your toes. It's still down on the floor, but that right leg is straight. And now, without having any shift happen in your weight, I want you to extend your left arm forward, nice and straight. Now lift the back foot up off the floor and keep very strong through your center. Reach that back leg really straight and then relax. Slide your left foot back, extend the right arm out, lift the left leg up. Promise me that you're getting that leg straight and your tummy is in. Oh my goodness, there's so much to do. Back to all fours. Round your back, drop your face. Look at those knees. Nice. Tops of the feet, have a seat on your heels, meet me in child's pose with your forehead on the floor. Big, deep breaths. Come all the way back up onto all fours. Sean, that means you too. Even though that felt so good, you could have stayed there all day. Back to a down dog. I know it's small, but you're good. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Hang out here for 5 big breaths. Make sure you've relaxed your head, your upper body is just dangling, but you really feel the expansion through the upper back. Okay, hands above the knees, come all the way back up to standing. Nice, step your left foot all the way forward. So you're in a big lunge. Big, big, big lunge. Hands to heart. I want you to lean in while you keep your front leg as straight as you can. So straighten it out. Get really high on the toes on the back foot. And see if you can come down till your torso is parallel to the floor. Once you're there, take the right arm out and reach it long. And bring it back. And take the left arm, reach it. Torso is parallel to the floor. And just keep oscillating from side to side. One more on each side. Now let's go for the magic. Both arms out together. How awesome does that feel? Yes, I'm feeling it too. Are you really high on the toes on the back foot? Hands back to heart, bring the torso back up. Ooh, little reprieve. Drive that back heel to the floor. Or, if you had your feet really far apart, it's not going to get to the floor, but just hang out there for a little stretch. While you're doing that, keep your front leg bent and lean in. So, hold that. You might not be exactly parallel to the floor, but it's enhancing that stretch you're feeling through that back lower leg. Come back up with the torso, high on the toes on the back foot. Keep that bend in your front knee, reach your arms to the ceiling. Really long and strong on the arms. Hands back to heart, lean in, straighten the front leg. Adding on, I'm going to ask you to rotate both shoulders to the left. Little balance challenge. Come back, square them, go the other way. With the shoulders, yes. And then oscillate between the two. Keep the back heel up. Come back square. Now, if you're ready, front leg stays straight. Lower your torso a little more till it's parallel to the floor. Reach both arms out in front. Bend your front knee. Hold the arms out in front. Tie on the toes on the back foot. Got a big bend in this left leg. It's biting at your bottom. I know, mine too. Okay, hands down, step back, plank. OMG. Woo. Okay, hover, go to up dog. Tops of the feet, knees up. Hips up, plank. Easy breathing here. Little reprieve in plank. You call this a reprieve? Mind over matter. Couple more breaths. Back to down dog. How good does that feel? Make sure you can see your arms. Hold here, 5 big breaths. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Arms out to the side, reach them long and up. And hands to heart. Step your right foot forward. Big, huge step. Let's bend the right knee, bend it. High on the toes on the back foot. I'm going to have you lean forward. Once you've got that nice forward lean and you're high on the toes on your back foot, try to straighten your front leg. Once you've got it straight, pull down a little more to make sure you're really parallel to the floor, but your spine is in extension, you're not rounding your back. Now from here, Take your right arm out in front, reach it. Bring it back and switch. Reach the left. And keep rotating, keep oscillating between the two. Alternating, there we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Oscillation is waves. Alternation.
Okay, we are alternating. One more on each arm. And then if you want, take them both out. Hold, bend your front knee now. Just hold. Big bend in that front leg. Hands back in. Straighten the front leg. Keep your torso down. Get higher on the back foot. Come back up slowly. A little bit of a balance challenge there. Bend your front leg. Sweep the arms up. Take them all the way down. You're going to frame your front foot with your hands. Step back to plank.
You want to do rotations?
Oh, I forgot the rotations. Okay, thank you, Sean.
That's what I did. Pick on you.
Okay, you're in a low lunge, right? Come back up with your torso. Lean in. So straightening that front leg on these rotations makes it more challenging. Bending the front leg would take a little bit of that balance challenge off because it's involving more of the top of the front leg. And just kind of oscillate from side to side here. That back foot, you got that heel really high. Okay. Woo, take those hands down, step back plank. My goodness. Back to your down dog. No hover this time. Breathe here, 5 big breaths. Walk your feet to the middle part of your mat and your hands back to your feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. Pick your left knee up. We're going to challenge balance here and strength of that standing leg. So left hand to your waist. Take the outside of that foot into your right hand. Just hold. Now, if you can, extend the leg straight. Take your hand off and fold the leg out there. And the leg could be high up or it could be down low. And then let it go. Switch. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, pick it up. Take your left hand to the outside of the right foot. Get your balance first before you go anywhere. And if you need a little help, you can always grab a chair or something. If you can now, extend it. Hold it just for a sec. Whoops. And when you're ready, let it go and hold. This is all quad and hip flexor working right now. So I know you're feeling it. Feel it some more. Relax. Turn to face the right side of your room. Take your feet out nice and wide. Toes face forward. We're going to give ourselves a little upper body challenge. So pull those hips back and fold halfway down. Just like we were doing when we were in a split lunge. I'm going to have you bring your hands to heart. Also, oh no, alternate. Oh, Sean, you got me thinking about that now. Extend one arm out, bring it back in, and switch to the other side. Now, while you're folded forward, I want you to try to move your hips backwards and weight into your heels. Now, if you can, to amp it up, you take both arms out, hold here, pull the hips back, get your arms long, get your belly in, Now take the hands to the floor, but we have not rounded the back. Left arm comes out to the side, wrist and shoulder should be in the same line, and lift from the shoulder. Lift up high, high, high. And just hold here. Move your hips a little further back if you can, of course, without falling over. But really try to lift that shoulder. And then release. Now, lift your torso up and take both arms out and reach. This is all core strength right now. Pull in the belly. Keep moving your hips back. Hands back down, spine stays long. Let's do the right arm. Lift it. Shoulder lifts up towards the ceiling. So hopefully you're rotating and lifting that shoulder so much so that you feel the inner thigh of your left leg getting stretched. Try to go a little higher with the shoulder. And then relax down. Now we get to round our back. Top of the head is just going to hover above the floor. See if you can move your feet wider apart and maybe get your forearms down on the floor. It's not important that you do, but it's just a deeper stretch. So think about rotating your coccyx bone up to the ceiling when you hold in the belly. Let your head relax. Just want you to unweight that upper body. Okay, let's, from here, if you want to amp this up, isometrically move your feet towards each other. And pull them together, isometrically. Lots of work going on here. Does that feel good or what? Okay, keep that pull just for a breath or two more. Then you're going to release it. You're going to take your hands to the floor off the mat. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Feet are still far apart. Drift your hips backwards, don't fall. Now let's take both hands over to your left foot and bring your face right by your left knee. This is just a nice little stretch here. Hands come back center, take them over to the opposite foot. Make sure you're relaxing your head so you're just looking at the knee. Okay, let's bring the hands back center. You're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. So you got your fingertips on the floor. You're going to walk your feet together. Turn and face forward. Look through your knees to the back of the room. You're in a full forward fold. Now, open up your feet to the width of the mat. I want you to have your heels on the edge of the mat and your toes turned out. Inhale to a flat back. Come into a squat and just hold it. Your arms are long, you're reaching the mat in front, fingertips only on the floor, no weight going into the hands. Nice. Keep drawing the belly button in towards the spine. And now come back to that straight leg and do a full fold with the torso. Let the top of the head just dangle. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Lower that booty. Wherever you're comfortable. You can walk your hands through the legs, taking them back. Fingers facing the back of the mat. You can sink a little bit lower, giving yourself a little more support. Remember, we always want to work on our range of motion. Okay, back to a straight leg. Turn your toes now so they face forward, and let's make sure they're right on the mat. Just totally unweight your upper body with your legs straight here. Inhale to a flat back. Pull the hips backwards and reverse swan dive it with the arms going out to the side. Come all the way back up. Flip them, reach them for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. Step your left foot forward and your right leg back. You're back to a split lunge. Elevate off that back foot. So you can have a little bend in your front leg. Now I want you to hinge forward and extend the arms parallel to the floor so they're coming just out in front. Lean in a little more and see if you can lift those arms up. This is a lot of work for your upper back and shoulders and arms. Now take those arms back by your side, crowd out the chest. Arms are really long, but they're lifted. And now bring them back forward again. All the way up, as high as you can, without lifting your torso. This is the arms. And then take them back. Oh, I love the back part. The up part is so hard. Okay, again, up. Give it your best shot here. It's your last time going up. Are your arms straight? Are they as high as you can get them? Take them back. Woo. Bring your torso up, step your back foot in, sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart, switch legs. So remember, you've got a little bend in this front leg. We're gonna lean forward with a long spine. Take the arms out, and then lift them. Really try to lift them. Make it as hard on yourself as you can. And then relax. Puff out that chest. Squeeze, be really proud. And now come back up with the arms. And try to incorporate breathing as best you can when the work is hard. Take the arms back. Ooh, we only have one more. Last one, lift up, make it great. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Try to get higher with the arms. Hands to heart. Come back up with the torso, step in with the foot, take a nice big deep breath. Swan dive it all the way down. Ooh, have a seat. Meet me in staff pose. Heels to the corners. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Cheers, happy Saturday. Okay, the fun is not over yet. Arms out, spine long. So this is where you're really lifting from the top of your head, trying to get as tall as you can. Now I want you to lean back a little bit without caving in or rounding the low back. So as soon as you start to lean back, you should probably feel your hip flexors and your quads working to stabilize. That's what we want. Now from here, little reprieve, you're going to come back up. Now you're going to reach forward, just like we were reaching when we were on our feet. And then bring it back and lean back without rounding. And now to add on to this challenge, you're going to lift those arms all the way up to the ceiling and hold that belly in. Arms back down, still much easier. Lean forward. Reach, arms are strong. Now relax the hands to the floor, fold over, rounding the back. Letting your head go wherever it wants to. Okay, inhale to a flat back, come back up. You're gonna take your right hand to the outside of your left foot. So really reach for it. Take your left hand behind your left hip. And give me a little spinal rotation here. Twist as best you can. And then let's do the same on the opposite side. Left hand grabs a hold of the right foot. Right hand behind you, little twist. And then come back center, rounding the back again, folding between those legs. Just relax and breathe. Inhale to a flat back. Lift your arms up, so you're reaching them forward, your belly's in. Come back up, now C-curve the spine, Pilates style. Come all the way down. Nice and slow. Great job. Let's get nice and flat on the shoulder blades. Your arms are by your side, your palms are facing the floor. You're gonna hollow out the belly. You're gonna slide your left foot in. Slide the right foot in towards your buttocks. Pick the left foot up off the floor. Keep that left ankle flexed. Now, if your lower back is not on the mat, connect it. Once you've done that, you're gonna really feel your transverse abdominis muscles, everything sort of kick in. Pick the right foot up. Flex that right foot. Now, pick your arms up off the floor. You're gonna have your wrists right over your shoulders. Keep your belly down. So that's an activation I'm gonna have you keep holding while we're here. So this in and of itself should feel challenging. If you want to amp this up, you move your knees a little tiny bit more forward, and we take the arms back about 6 inches. Keep them long. Back is pushing down, so you feel your 6-pack muscle working. Just breathe through it, keep pressing it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, knees come in, give yourself a big hug. Is that hard for you, Sean?
No.
It's hard for me. Why is it so easy for him? Okay, come back to that tabletop position. This time we're gonna start with the arms on the floor. I'm just gonna have you push that right heel forward to a straight leg. And then bring it back. Push the left one forward to a straight leg. So you're pressing the heel away from you. Maybe the leg is 45 degrees from the floor. And just keep going side to side. Got a nice hold going on. Maybe a breath or two. Getting into the obliques a little bit. Side body. You feel this easy too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, both legs go out. 5, 4, 3, 2. Give yourself a hug. Now we're going to hold the knees and make big circles. So whichever direction you start with, do a few that way and then switch. So now would be a good time to switch it. Great job. Grab the outsides of your feet for a little happy baby. Maybe a gentle rock.
As long as it's not a kid rock.
As long as it's not a kid rock. Gentle rock. Gentle, gentle. Okay, bring both knees into the chest. Little circle with both knees together this time. It's like a little free back massage. Go the other way. Now let's bring our feet back to the floor. You're gonna keep them bent, your legs bent. Maybe hip width apart, maybe a little wider, depending on how you want this to feel, but you're just gonna let the knees fall to the right side. Don't push them or make them do anything they don't wanna do. Take your left arm, palm faces the midline of the body, and you reach the arm directly backwards. Nice and straight. Now, if you want to amp this stretch up a little bit through the side body, take that left knee and isometrically press it towards the floor. While you're here, take 2 big, huge breaths, and then we'll do the same on the other side. And then we get to say goodbye and start our day. So let's bring the arm back, bring your knees back up. Take them opposite side. Reach the right arm up and then directly backwards. Reach, reach, reach. Spread those fingers nice and wide. And then take that right knee, try to move it towards the floor. Breathe deeply. Okay, bring the arm in. Bring the knees back up and into the chest. You're gonna rock and roll all the way forward. Come up onto your toes. Hang out here just for a second. Now straight to that forward fold. And nice slow reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. And I thank you guys for your power and strength. Woo-hoo. We got it done. Hello.